My friends, here this morning, Gunnery Sergeant Max Dutton is here to give us the perspective on two types of people, the thermometers and the thermostats.
There's people in this world, and you got to decide who you're going to be. There's thermostats, and there's thermometers. See, most of the world is a thermometer. They just react to the world around them. If things around them are falling apart, they fall apart. If things are going good, things are going good. If you're lucky at the end of your life, as long as the conditions were set right, you'll have a good life. But you leave it all up to chance because you're not in control. You just react like an ice cube in a hot summer day. You just melt. But you gotta be a thermostat. You gotta set the conditions. If it's too hot outside, set it so it's a little bit colder. If it's too cold out there, set it so the heat turns on, right? Like, you set the conditions for yourself. You make a decision and determine who you're gonna be. You make a decision and determine what you're gonna say. You make a decision and determine how you're gonna react. That is the secret. And so you're either the thermostat or you're the thermometer. Can't be both. Learn to set your conditions. Learn to get what you want out of life. Learn to be in control. If you can do that, you'll go far.
Damn, that's good. I love it too. It's funny because, different places, and it's so interesting to me. I love the way he said, thermometers definitely do react. And I remember, and I told the story the other day, I had a thermometer that blew up in my living room because it was one of those liquid ones. It was on top of my fireplace, and it got too hot and exploded, right? It reacted to what was going on around it. Well, the one thing about that is it destroyed my living room. It was kind of an interesting thing, but I realized right away, don't ever put one of those over there. But I didn't know it was a flammable thing, but it reacted. That's why it exploded. But the thermostat is what actually turns things up or down and creates that atmosphere. And it's funny, my house that I was at over in St. Louis, it maybe wasn't as insulated as this house or something, because I'd have to turn that thermostat way up to create the conditions that I would need. So in that area, my thermostat had to be adjusted a little bit different. Here in this house, buddy, I got to turn it way, way down. If not, buddy, way too hot up here. So that thermostat gauges where you're at, what insulation, how safe, what it looks like, and it can be adjusted accordingly. Just because it's 70 degrees here doesn't mean that you have to be 70 degrees tomorrow, because you might be in a different place. You might be in a different spot. You might have a different challenge, and you might have to turn that up or turn it down accordingly. So definitely love his thought there. And I love the fact that, man, the more I think about it, I've always been a thermostat. So kind of cool.
150%. And man, consuming while you produce, just a quick side note, I saw how he produced that video, and the first thing I did was go to Amazon and get a window mount for my camera, for my phone. That right there, I've seen that so many times. It's like, oh my gosh, that's a different view. It's not right on. That's just a little content hack right there. Who's to know? You see something like that, oh, I think I could do that myself. I don't know. However, I thought about, maybe your grandma had one, or your aunt, or whatever, when you were growing up. You remember those water thermometers that had like the different color balls in them? And
that's what blew up.
That's the one you had? Okay, I didn't
know. It's not water.
So it's whatever the hell. So it's like mercury or whatever the fuck.
Flammable something, but it explodes.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so that's what I thought you were talking about, or something like that. All right, so glad I had this visual. So those thermometer people, right? You don't ever know what you're going to get from them. 1 minute, this ball floats up to the top, and this ball floats, and over here, they're floating, and over here, and they're just emotional fucking roller coaster, a wreck. It's just all, and we're not talking about be like water, because it's not water. It's a flammable substance, and God forbid it ever breaks open. Boom!
Fireballs all over your living room.
They all fucking spill out on everything and put fire in this person's life, and fire in that person's life, and fire on the couch, and fire on the love seat, and fire on the coffee table. Ah!
Were you there?
So they're not as solid as they appear to be. But a thermometer, I've never seen a thermostat ever move. I've never seen a thermostat not be rock solid in where it stands in a house. I've never seen it get up off of where it stands and say, you know what? I'm not going to be a thermostat today. I'm going to go be a thermometer. I'm going to go to some area of the house, and when they come to find me to set the tone, I'm not going to be there to answer the call. I'm not going to be the one that says, here I am, send me. They're going to have to go find somebody else. When the door comes knocking, somebody else is going to have to answer because I ain't going to be standing there. That's what most people are, huh? Come on now. If you're a thermostat, you are rock solid. You are firm. It doesn't matter. People know what they're getting from you. If it's too cold, you turn that up. If it's too hot, you turn that down. They come to you and they know it's not going to be this liquid floating all over the place. And God forbid you crack open somewhere and they fucking have to deal with all the flammable repercussions. Woo! Come on, man. Thermostat or thermometer. Ah! Ah!
That's good. You know what happened in my living room.
I say some good things from time to time. Who's to say, who's to know? Damn, that's crazy. I bet that fucking scared the shit out of you, to be honest. I bet you thought you were getting invaded, dog.
I did.
Some fucking racking shells just fucking turned into Rambo, bro.
There was fire all over, too. It was everywhere. It was like, it was crazy.
Shit.